Chosen one, pause for a moment and consider the path you have walked so far. When you look back over your life, there may be certain moments that never fully made sense. Situations that should have ended in disaster somehow shifted at the last second. Encounters that felt threatening dissolved before real damage could occur. Plans that were meant to harm you collapsed without explanation. At the time, it may have felt confusing or even random, but over the years, a quiet realization begins to form. Something has been watching over you. Something has been guiding the outcome of events in ways you could not fully see. Many people who walk a serious spiritual path eventually recognize these patterns. They notice that certain dangers seem to lose their power before reaching them. Betrayals that were intended to break them instead reveal hidden truths. Opportunities that initially appear lost later prove to be protection from a path that would have caused harm. The deeper you reflect on these moments, the more they begin to resemble something far greater than coincidence. It begins to feel as though unseen hands have been quietly shaping the direction of your life. Throughout spiritual tradition and biblical teachings, this type of protection has often been associated with angels. In Scripture, angels are described as messengers, guardians, and servants assigned by God to carry out divine purposes. Their role is not simply symbolic. They represent the unseen assistance that moves through the world, protecting, guiding, and delivering warnings when necessary. For those walking a path of purpose, these guardians are believed to operate beyond the limits of what human eyes can easily perceive. For the chosen one, angelic protection does not mean life becomes easy. Hardship still exists, trials still come, confusion and loneliness can still appear along the journey. But the difference lies in the outcome. The chosen one may walk through storms, but they are not destroyed by them. Obstacles appear, yet somehow they do not permanently block the path ahead. The protection of angels does not remove the struggle, it prevents the struggle from ending the mission that God has placed on that life. Sometimes this protection arrives in subtle ways. A sudden feeling tells you not to trust a certain situation. A delay keeps you from arriving somewhere at the wrong time. A stranger appears with unexpected help at the exact moment it is needed. At other times, the intervention is more mysterious. Events unfold in ways that reveal hidden motives around you, allowing you to step away before deeper damage can occur. These moments may seem small at first, but when viewed together, they reveal a pattern of quiet guidance. The purpose of this protection is often misunderstood. Angels do not guard the chosen one because they are superior to others or more deserving of comfort. The reason is far deeper than personal importance. The chosen one carries a responsibility connected to a larger divine plan. Their life may influence people they have not yet met. Their decisions may open doors for others who are watching their journey. Protecting that path becomes essential because the purpose attached to it extends beyond a single individual. In this video, we are going to explore 7 spiritual reasons why angels guard the chosen one. Each reason reveals another layer of how divine protection operates, why certain dangers never fully reach those who are set apart, and how unseen guidance quietly shapes the direction of a life connected to a greater purpose. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to like the video, share it with someone who may need encouragement today, and subscribe to the channel for more messages about the journey of the chosen ones. One of the most important reasons angels guard the chosen one is connected to purpose. Spiritual protection is rarely random. In nearly every major faith tradition, protection from the divine is closely tied to responsibility. When a life has been assigned a mission, guidance and protection often follow that calling. The protection is not given simply to make life easier, but to ensure that the assignment placed upon that life is not prematurely interrupted. The idea of a divine assignment appears repeatedly throughout biblical teachings and spiritual history. Certain individuals are called to influence events, guide communities, bring clarity to confusion, or stand as examples of faith during difficult times. These individuals are not always powerful in the traditional sense. Many begin their journeys feeling overlooked, misunderstood, or even rejected by the environments around them. Yet beneath those early struggles, something larger is taking shape. The chosen one is often being prepared for a role that will eventually impact far more than their own personal life. When a person carries such an assignment, their journey becomes connected to a larger chain of influence. The words they speak, the decisions they make, and the lessons they learn may eventually guide others who are searching for direction. A moment of wisdom shared at the right time can shift someone else's path entirely. A decision to remain faithful during hardship can become an example that strengthens another person's courage. Because of this ripple effect, the chosen one's life is rarely isolated. Even when they feel alone, their journey is quietly shaping outcomes that extend beyond what they can see. This is one reason spiritual protection becomes necessary. The mission attached to the chosen one cannot be allowed to collapse before its time. If their life influences others, then protecting their path means protecting the lives that will eventually intersect with theirs. The assignment is not only about the chosen one themselves, it is about the people they will encourage, the wisdom they will carry, and the changes they will help bring into the world. In this context, angels are often understood as guardians of the mission. Their role is not to remove every challenge from the chosen one's life, but to ensure that the journey continues moving toward the moments where purpose becomes visible. Many times, the chosen one may not even realize how close they came to losing the path entirely. Situations that appeared chaotic or unfair may have been quietly redirected so that the mission remained intact. For example, a relationship that suddenly ends may feel painful in the moment, yet years later the chosen one may realize that remaining in that situation would have prevented them from becoming who they needed to be. A career opportunity that falls apart may initially appear like failure, but later reveals itself as protection from a direction that would have pulled them away from their true calling. These turning points are often difficult to understand while they are happening. Only with time does the pattern become clearer. Angelic protection often operates through these types of redirections. Instead of dramatic miracles, the guidance may come through subtle shifts in circumstances. Doors close unexpectedly. Certain people move out of the chosen one's life. New opportunities appear in places that were never originally planned. From the outside, these events may look like ordinary changes, but for the chosen one, they gradually form a pattern that suggests something deeper is guiding the direction of their life. Another reason angels guard the chosen one is because the development of their mission requires endurance. Strength does not appear instantly. Wisdom is rarely formed without experience. The chosen one must often walk through seasons of challenge that refine their character and deepen their understanding. Without these trials, the assignment they carry would remain incomplete. Yet these same trials could also become destructive if there were no limits placed upon them. This is where spiritual protection becomes especially important. The chosen one is allowed to face hardship, but they are not meant to be destroyed by it. The pressure they encounter is designed to shape their resilience rather than eliminate their future. Angels guard the boundaries of these trials, ensuring that the lessons are learned without allowing the damage to become permanent. In many cases, the chosen one only realizes this protection after looking back over their past. They remember moments where they felt completely overwhelmed, convinced that they would not recover from what they were facing. Yet somehow they endured. Strength appeared when they believed they had none left. Opportunities returned when everything seemed lost. Over time, these experiences form a quiet testimony that the journey has never been completely unguarded. The mission carried by the chosen one can take many different forms. Some are called to guide others through wisdom and understanding. Their words help people navigate confusion and make sense of complex situations. Others are called to lead through example, demonstrating patience, integrity, and faith during seasons when others might lose hope. Some serve as healers, offering emotional or spiritual support to those who are struggling. Still others carry the ability to bring clarity where deception once dominated. Whatever form the assignment takes, the influence of the chosen one rarely ends with themselves. Their life becomes a source of encouragement for people who may never even meet them personally. A single decision to remain faithful during hardship can inspire someone else to continue when they feel like giving up. The strength developed through the chosen one's trials eventually becomes the very thing that helps others stand firm in their own struggles. Because of this wider impact, protecting the chosen one's path becomes part of protecting the purpose itself. The mission must reach the moment where it can begin affecting others. If the chosen one were removed from their path too early, the influence attached to their life would never fully appear. Angels therefore act as guardians not just of the individual, but of the timing connected to their assignment. It is important to understand that this protection does not mean comfort or constant peace. The chosen one may still face misunderstanding, rejection, and long seasons of uncertainty. In fact, these experiences often become part of the preparation that shapes their character. Hardship teaches empathy. Isolation strengthens independence from external approval. Delays cultivate patience and discipline. Without these lessons, the chosen one might reach their moment of influence without the maturity required to carry it responsibly. Angels do not remove these experiences because they serve an important role in the chosen one's development. Instead, the protection ensures that each challenge contributes to growth rather than destruction. The chosen one may be tested, but they are not abandoned. They may stumble, but they are not permanently lost. Each trial becomes another step in the process of transforming potential into purpose. Over time, the chosen one begins to recognize that their life has been shaped by more than simple chance. The events that once appeared random start to reveal a deeper structure. Certain encounters prepared them for future responsibilities. Certain obstacles forced them to develop strengths they did not know they possessed. Even the painful moments that once felt meaningless often become the very experiences that later allow them to guide others through similar struggles. This growing awareness changes the way the chosen one views their journey. Instead of seeing the past only through the lens of hardship, they begin to recognize the pattern of protection woven throughout it. They realize that the path has always been moving towards something larger than individual success or comfort. The trials they survived were not interruptions to the mission. They were part of the preparation required to fulfill it. For this reason, angels guard the chosen one not to elevate them above others, but to ensure that the assignment placed upon their life is carried to completion. Their presence represents a quiet assurance that the journey has meaning, even during the moments when the purpose is not yet visible. The chosen one may not always understand why certain events unfold the way they do, but the protection surrounding their path continues, guiding them toward the time when their mission will finally begin to reveal itself. When we begin to understand that the chosen one carries a divine assignment, another important reality becomes easier to recognize. Purpose does not exist in isolation. Any life that carries influence, truth, or spiritual direction will inevitably encounter resistance. This is why the protection described in the previous section becomes so necessary. The mission attached to the chosen one does not unfold in a neutral environment. It unfolds within a world where truth and deception often stand in quiet opposition to one another. Across many spiritual traditions, life is described as more than a series of visible events. Beneath the surface, there is often an ongoing conflict between clarity and confusion, wisdom and manipulation, truth and distortion. This conflict is sometimes referred to as spiritual warfare. It does not always appear dramatic or obvious. Most of the time it operates through subtle pressures that attempt to weaken a person's faith, confidence, or sense of direction. The chosen one frequently encounters this kind of resistance because their potential influence threatens forces that depend on confusion or deception. A person who carries insight can expose manipulation. Someone who walks with integrity can reveal dishonesty around them. A life guided by faith can challenge systems built on fear or control. Because of this, the chosen one may become a target for discouragement, doubt, and opposition long before their purpose fully becomes visible. These attacks rarely appear in a direct or obvious form. Instead, they often emerge through circumstances that slowly drain the chosen one's confidence or redirect their focus away from their calling. Manipulative relationships may attempt to weaken their sense of identity. Environments filled with negativity may pressure them to abandon their convictions. Opportunities that appear attractive at first glance may actually lead them away from their true path. Without protection, these pressures could easily derail the chosen one's journey before their mission even has a chance to unfold. This is where angels are often understood to function as defenders within the unseen struggle. Their role is not to remove every challenge, but to prevent certain forms of harm from permanently destroying the path that the chosen one is meant to follow. Spiritual warfare does not always involve dramatic confrontations. In many cases, the protection offered by angels appears through quiet interventions that change the direction of events. A situation that seemed dangerous may suddenly dissolve before it reaches its worst outcome. A conversation may reveal hidden motives that were previously concealed. A strong inner warning may guide the chosen one away from a place or decision that could have caused lasting damage. These moments often feel mysterious because they cannot always be explained through ordinary reasoning. The chosen one may only realize later how significant the protection truly was. What appeared to be a simple coincidence might later reveal itself as the difference between safety and serious harm. One example often mentioned in spiritual testimonies involves narrowly avoided accidents or dangerous situations. A delayed departure, a last-minute change of plans, or an unexpected interruption can prevent the chosen one from being present during events that later prove harmful. At the time, the delay may feel frustrating or inconvenient, but when the larger picture becomes clear, it can feel as though an unseen hand quietly redirected the outcome. Another form of angelic protection appears through sudden clarity that exposes deception. The chosen one may find themselves gaining insight into a situation that previously seemed confusing. Words that once sounded trustworthy suddenly begin to reveal inconsistencies. A relationship that appeared supportive begins to show subtle patterns of manipulation. These realizations can arrive almost unexpectedly, as if a veil has been lifted from the situation. This type of clarity is extremely important during spiritual warfare, because deception often operates by hiding its true nature. Manipulation works best when the target cannot clearly see what is happening. When angels intervene by bringing clarity, they remove the advantage that deception depends upon. The chosen one becomes able to step away before deeper harm can take place. There are also moments when protection appears through changes in circumstance that prevent the chosen one from entering harmful environments in the first place. Opportunities may disappear unexpectedly, invitations may be cancelled, paths that once seemed open suddenly become blocked. In the moment, these changes can feel disappointing or confusing, yet over time, the chosen one may discover that those closed doors were actually preventing them from becoming entangled in situations that would have drained their energy or damaged their direction. Spiritual warfare often attempts to isolate the chosen one emotionally as well. Feelings of doubt, discouragement, or exhaustion can slowly weaken a person's determination. When someone begins questioning their own purpose, they become more vulnerable to abandoning the path they were meant to follow. Angelic protection can sometimes appear during these moments as well, not through dramatic intervention, but through the arrival of encouragement at exactly the right time. A message from a trusted friend, a piece of wisdom encountered unexpectedly, or a moment of deep reflection can restore the chosen one's perspective when they feel closest to giving up. These experiences often arrive when strength is running low, reminding the chosen one that their journey is not meaningless and that their struggles have purpose. The presence of this protection reinforces an important truth. The chosen one's life carries significance that may not be immediately visible to others. Many people around them may see only the surface of their circumstances. They may interpret the challenges the chosen one faces as signs of weakness or failure. But what they cannot see is the deeper conflict surrounding a life connected to purpose. Angels guarding the chosen one are not simply protecting an individual, they are protecting the unfolding of a mission that will eventually affect others. The opposition the chosen one encounters is often a reflection of the potential impact their life carries. The greater the influence attached to their future, the more resistance may appear during the early stages of their journey. Understanding this can transform the way the chosen one interprets their struggles. Instead of viewing every difficulty as meaningless suffering, they may begin to recognize that certain pressures are connected to the importance of their calling. The resistance they face is not proof that they are on the wrong path. In many cases, it is evidence that their path matters more than they realized. Angelic protection ensures that this resistance does not succeed in completely destroying the chosen one's future. The attacks may create obstacles, delays, and moments of confusion, but they are limited in how far they can go. The chosen one may be challenged, but they are not abandoned. The unseen defenders surrounding their life quietly maintain boundaries that prevent the mission from being permanently erased. Over time, the chosen one may begin to notice patterns that confirm this protection. Situations that could have ended their progress somehow transform into lessons instead of defeats. Betrayals that could have destroyed their trust instead sharpen their discernment. moments of danger that could have caused lasting damage, become reminders that their life has been preserved for a reason. This realization does not remove the reality of spiritual warfare, but it changes how the Chosen One faces it. They begin to understand that the conflict surrounding their journey is not occurring without oversight. The same divine authority that assigned their mission has also placed protection around their path. Angels therefore serve as defenders within the unseen battle between truth and deception. Their presence ensures that while the Chosen One may encounter opposition, that opposition does not gain the final victory. Every moment of protection becomes another confirmation that the Chosen One's life carries meaning far beyond what the visible world alone can explain. As we have seen in the previous section, angels are often understood as defenders during moments of spiritual warfare, quietly preventing certain dangers from reaching the Chosen One's life. Yet protection does not only appear in the form of defense against external threats. In many cases, the most consistent guidance arrives through something far more subtle. Instead of dramatic interventions, the Chosen One often experiences protection through inner awareness, quiet impressions that appear within their thoughts, instincts, and emotions. These impressions act like signals, guiding them towards safety and steering them away from situations that could cause harm. Many Chosen Ones eventually begin to notice that certain feelings appear without clear explanation. A place that once felt comfortable suddenly carries a strange tension. A decision that seemed logical begins to feel uncertain deep inside. A conversation with someone who appears friendly may still leave a lingering sense that something is not quite right. At first, these impressions may feel confusing because they often arrive without visible proof. There may be no obvious reason to doubt the situation, yet the inner awareness continues quietly, urging caution or distance. Throughout spiritual tradition, these experiences are frequently described as divine nudges or warnings delivered through angelic guidance. Angels do not always appear through visible forms or dramatic signs. Instead, they often guide the Chosen One through impressions placed within the mind and spirit. These signals function like an early alert system, helping the Chosen One recognize danger or misalignment before the consequences become visible. The Chosen One may not immediately understand where these impressions come from. Early in their journey, they might even dismiss them as overthinking or unnecessary worry. Because modern life often encourages people to rely only on visible evidence, many individuals learn to ignore their inner awareness. They may tell themselves that intuition is unreliable, or that they are imagining problems that do not exist. As a result, they sometimes push aside the warnings they feel inside. However, over time, a pattern begins to form. The Chosen One may notice that the situations they felt uneasy about often turn out to be problematic later. The person they sensed was untrustworthy eventually reveals hidden motives. The decision they hesitated to make would have led them into a difficult situation. The place they felt guided to leave becomes connected to events they were fortunate to avoid. Each experience slowly reinforces the idea that their inner awareness was not random. These moments of recognition become an important turning point in the Chosen One's spiritual development. Instead of dismissing their intuition, they begin learning to respect it. They start to understand that the quiet signals within them may be part of the guidance that angels provide along their journey. The awareness that once felt confusing begins to feel like a protective compass. This type of guidance is especially important because many dangers do not appear immediately obvious. Deception often hides behind appearances that seem harmless or even attractive. A manipulative person may initially present themselves as supportive. An opportunity that promises success may carry hidden consequences. A path that appears easy may slowly lead the Chosen One away from their true calling. Without early warnings, these situations can quietly grow into much larger problems. Angelic guidance through intuition allows the Chosen One to recognize these dangers before they fully develop. A small feeling of hesitation can prevent them from committing to something that would later become difficult to escape. A subtle sense of discomfort can lead them to ask questions that reveal hidden motives. Even a simple delay in making a decision can create enough time for truth to surface. As the Chosen One gains experience, they begin to understand the difference between fear and genuine spiritual warning. Fear often creates confusion and panic, pushing a person toward impulsive reactions. Intuitive guidance, however, tends to feel calm and steady. It does not shout or create chaos. Instead, it quietly repeats the same message until the chosen one begins paying attention. Learning to recognize this difference becomes a powerful skill. The chosen one no longer reacts blindly to every emotional impulse. Instead, they develop the ability to pause and listen carefully to the signals within them. When something feels misaligned, they take time to examine the situation more closely. When a strong sense of caution appears, they allow themselves to step back and observe, rather than rushing forward. This growing discernment becomes one of the most valuable forms of protection in the chosen one's life. While angels may still intervene through external circumstances, the chosen one gradually becomes more capable of recognizing danger on their own. The guidance they receive strengthens their wisdom and sharpens their awareness of the world around them. There are also moments when these warnings arrive with surprising clarity. The chosen one may feel an unmistakable urge to distance themselves from a particular individual or environment. They may suddenly realize that a situation they previously trusted now carries hidden tension. Sometimes this realization appears so strongly that it feels almost impossible to ignore. Even if the chosen one cannot immediately explain why they feel this way, the message remains clear. Following these warnings is not always easy. The chosen one may worry about appearing rude or overly cautious. Others around them might encourage them to ignore their concerns and continue as normal. Yet when the chosen one learns to respect the guidance they receive, they often discover that these difficult decisions protect them from far greater problems later. Over time, the relationship between the chosen one and their intuition becomes stronger. What once felt like scattered impressions gradually develops into a reliable sense of direction. The chosen one begins to recognize patterns in how guidance appears. They learn when to pause, when to proceed carefully, and when to walk away entirely. This guidance also helps them navigate increasingly complex situations. As their life progresses, the responsibilities connected to their purpose may place them in environments filled with competing interests, hidden agendas, and difficult decisions. Without strong discernment, these environments could easily overwhelm them. But the inner awareness developed through angelic guidance allows them to remain grounded. Instead of reacting impulsively to pressure or temptation, the chosen one learns to listen before acting. They evaluate the energy of situations, paying attention to subtle signs that others might overlook. Their decisions become guided not only by logic, but also by a deeper awareness of alignment with their purpose. Eventually, the chosen one begins to realize that this inner guidance has been shaping their journey from the very beginning. Moments that once seemed like simple instincts now reveal themselves as part of a larger pattern of protection. Each warning that prevented harm, each hesitation that avoided a wrong path, and each impression that revealed hidden truth becomes evidence of the unseen assistance surrounding their life. Through this process, the chosen one develops a deeper trust in the guidance they receive. They no longer feel compelled to explain every decision to those who cannot understand their awareness. Instead, they move forward with quiet confidence, knowing that the wisdom guiding them has been refined through experience. Angels guiding the chosen one through intuition and warnings therefore serve an essential role in the unfolding of their journey. Rather than controlling every event, they strengthen the chosen one's ability to recognize truth and avoid deception. This form of guidance does not only protect the chosen one in the present moment, it also prepares them to navigate future challenges with clarity, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of the path they have been called to walk. As we explored in the previous section, angels often guide the chosen one through intuition and quiet warnings that help them recognize danger before it fully appears. This form of guidance allows the chosen one to avoid many situations that could have derailed their path entirely. Yet even with this guidance, there are periods in life when hardship cannot be avoided. The chosen one is not removed from every storm. In fact, some of the most important growth in their journey occurs during seasons when life becomes particularly difficult. This brings us to another important way angels guard the chosen one. While earlier forms of protection may prevent certain dangers from ever reaching them, there are moments when the chosen one must walk directly through challenge, loneliness, or deep uncertainty. During these seasons, protection often becomes less visible. It may even feel as though the guidance that once seemed so clear has suddenly disappeared. The chosen one may begin to wonder whether they have been left alone to face circumstances that seem too heavy to carry. These difficult seasons are common in the journeys of people who carry spiritual assignments. The chosen one may experience periods of isolation, where the people around them cannot fully understand their path. They may face misunderstanding from those who once seemed supportive. Relationships may shift or dissolve as the chosen one continues growing in directions that others cannot follow. At times, they may even question their own purpose, wondering whether the struggles they are facing mean they have lost their way. From the surface, these seasons can appear discouraging or unfair. Yet beneath the visible hardship, angelic guardianship often continues working quietly. Instead of removing the difficulty entirely, the protection focuses on limiting how far the damage can go. The chosen one may encounter intense pressure, but the situation rarely becomes so destructive that their future is permanently erased. This distinction is important. The chosen one may feel pain, disappointment, or exhaustion during these seasons, but something always seems to prevent the struggle from completely destroying their path. Even when circumstances appear overwhelming, the situation eventually shifts just enough to allow them to keep moving forward. What looked like the end of the road slowly becomes another stage of preparation. One of the ways this preservation appears is through unexpected resilience. During moments when the chosen one feels they have reached their limit, they often discover strength they did not realize they possessed. Emotional endurance appears when they believe they had none left. The ability to continue pushing forward returns even after long periods of discouragement. This strength does not always arrive in dramatic form. Sometimes it appears as a quiet determination that refuses to completely give up. Even when the chosen one feels exhausted or uncertain, something inside them continues urging them to take one more step. This persistence becomes one of the hidden forms of angelic protection, ensuring that the chosen one does not abandon their path entirely. Another form of preservation appears through timely support that arrives at critical moments. During seasons of isolation, the chosen one may encounter someone who offers encouragement exactly when it is needed. A conversation, a piece of advice, or even a simple reminder of hope can appear during moments when the chosen one feels closest to surrendering to discouragement. These moments of support often feel strangely well-timed. They appear precisely when the chosen one's strength is beginning to fade. Sometimes the person offering encouragement may not even realize how significant their words are, yet the message they deliver arrives at exactly the moment when the chosen one needs reassurance that their journey still has meaning. There are also situations where circumstances shift unexpectedly, just as the chosen one begins to lose hope. A new opportunity may appear after a long period of rejection. A misunderstanding that once caused pain may eventually reveal a hidden lesson. A path that seemed permanently blocked may reopen through a completely different direction. At the time these changes occur, they may feel small compared to the hardship the chosen one has already endured. Yet when viewed in hindsight, they often represent the precise turning points that allowed the chosen one to continue moving forward instead of giving up entirely. These experiences gradually reveal an important truth about angelic guardianship. Protection does not always mean preventing difficulty. Sometimes it means ensuring that difficulty becomes part of preparation rather than permanent defeat. The chosen one is allowed to experience struggle because those experiences shape the wisdom and compassion they will eventually carry. Without these seasons of challenge, the chosen one might never develop the depth required to guide others. Hardship teaches empathy in ways that comfort cannot. Loneliness creates space for reflection and spiritual growth. Misunderstanding strengthens the chosen one's independence from the approval of others. Angels preserving the chosen one through these seasons ensures that the hardship fulfills its purpose without destroying the future attached to their life. The struggle may leave scars, but it does not erase the calling. Instead, it gradually transforms the chosen one into someone capable of carrying responsibility with humility and strength. Many chosen ones only recognize this preservation after looking back over the most difficult chapters of their lives. Moments that once felt unbearable begin to reveal hidden patterns. They realize that even during the darkest periods, something prevented the situation from going completely beyond repair. Doors that seemed permanently closed eventually reopened in new ways. Strength appeared at moments when collapse seemed inevitable. This realization often changes the way the chosen one interprets their past. Instead of seeing only the pain of those seasons, they begin to recognize the protection that quietly existed within them. What once felt like abandonment slowly reveals itself as preparation. The hardships they endured often become the very experiences that later allow them to help others. When someone else faces confusion, the chosen one understands the feeling because they have walked through similar darkness. When someone struggles with doubt, the chosen one can offer encouragement grounded in personal experience rather than theory. Through this transformation, the chosen one begins to see that the difficult seasons were never meaningless interruptions. They were shaping the character required for the purpose ahead. Every challenge strengthened a quality that would later become essential. Patience grew during long delays. Wisdom developed through painful lessons. Compassion deepened through moments of personal struggle. Angelic guardianship ensured that these lessons could unfold without destroying the chosen one's future. The storms were real, but they were carefully contained. The chosen one was allowed to walk through the fire, but not to be consumed by it. Over time, this understanding creates a deeper sense of trust within the chosen one's spirit. Even when new challenges appear, they remember that previous seasons of hardship eventually revealed hidden purpose. The memory of past preservation becomes a quiet assurance that their life continues to move within the boundaries of a greater plan. Angels preserving the chosen one through difficult seasons therefore represent another vital layer of protection. Their presence does not remove every hardship, but it ensures that the chosen one survives the very experiences that will ultimately prepare them for the responsibility and influence waiting further along their path. As we saw in the previous section, angels often preserve the chosen one through seasons of difficulty, ensuring that hardship strengthens rather than destroys their future. Those difficult periods refine character, deepen faith, and prepare the chosen one for responsibilities they may not yet fully understand. Yet protection does not only operate during moments of visible struggle. Sometimes the most important protection appears through events that redirect the chosen one's path entirely. Instead of preserving them within hardship, angels may intervene by preventing them from walking down a road that would have led them away from their purpose. One of the most challenging truths for the chosen one to accept is that not every opportunity is meant for them. Certain doors may appear attractive, logical, or even beneficial from the outside, yet they do not align with the deeper assignment attached to their life. Because the chosen one cannot always see the long-term consequences of their decisions, angelic guidance often works by quietly redirecting their path before those consequences unfold. At the time these redirections occur, they rarely feel like protection. In fact, they often feel like disappointment or failure. An opportunity that seemed promising may suddenly collapse. A plan that appeared carefully organized may fall apart at the last moment. A relationship that once felt full of potential may dissolve unexpectedly. When these changes occur, the chosen one may feel confused or even discouraged. They may question why something that seemed so positive was suddenly taken away. Yet over time, many chosen ones begin to recognize that these unexpected changes were not random. They were moments of protection disguised as loss. The path that disappeared may have contained hidden complications that would have distracted the chosen one from their true calling. The opportunity that slipped away may have demanded compromises that would have weakened their integrity or diverted their attention from their purpose. Angelic protection sometimes works through delays as well. The chosen one may feel ready to move forward with a plan that appears perfectly reasonable. They may invest time and energy preparing for a certain direction in life. Yet just when everything seems ready to begin, something interrupts the process. Documents are delayed, communication breaks down, or circumstances shift in ways that prevent the plan from moving forward. During these moments, the chosen one may feel frustrated by the constant interruptions. It can seem as though progress is being blocked for no clear reason. However, when the larger picture eventually becomes visible, these delays often reveal themselves as necessary pauses. The timing may not have been right, or the situation may have contained hidden risks that would have caused greater problems later. In some cases, sudden cancellations can also represent a form of angelic intervention. A meeting may be called off unexpectedly. An invitation may be withdrawn at the last moment. A trip may be postponed due to circumstances beyond the chosen one's control. At first, these changes may appear inconvenient or even disappointing, but later events sometimes reveal that the cancellation prevented the chosen one from entering an environment that would have been harmful to their path. Many chosen ones have experienced moments like these, where a change in plans seemed minor at first, only to later reveal deeper significance. A missed opportunity may eventually expose corruption or conflict within the organization they were about to join. A relationship that ended abruptly may later reveal patterns of manipulation that would have caused emotional damage. A path that appeared promising may eventually prove incompatible with the life the chosen one was meant to live. These realizations often arrive slowly, sometimes years after the original event. At the time, the chosen one could not see the full consequences of the path they were about to take. Their understanding was limited to the immediate benefits or possibilities they could imagine. Angels, however, operate from a perspective that includes the broader unfolding of the chosen one's mission. They can recognize dangers and distractions long before those consequences become visible. Because of this broader awareness, angelic guidance sometimes removes opportunities that appear positive on the surface. What looks like rejection may actually be preservation. What feels like a setback may be a necessary redirection toward a path that better aligns with the chosen one's purpose. Many chosen ones eventually develop a habit of reflecting on these moments when looking back at their lives. They begin noticing patterns where certain doors closed unexpectedly, only to later reveal a deeper reason for the change. Paths they once wished had succeeded eventually prove incompatible with the person they later became. For example, a chosen one may recall a career opportunity they once desperately wanted. At the time, it appeared to represent success, stability, and recognition. When the opportunity disappeared, the disappointment felt overwhelming. Yet years later, they may realize that accepting that path would have locked them into a life that limited their ability to pursue their true calling. Similarly, a relationship that ended painfully may later reveal itself as protection from long-term emotional harm. The chosen one may eventually discover that the person they once trusted carried patterns that would have created constant conflict or instability. What once felt like heartbreak gradually reveals itself as a form of preservation. These moments of realization strengthen the chosen one's trust in the guidance surrounding their life. They begin to understand that not every closed door represents failure. Some closed doors exist precisely because the chosen one is meant to walk a different path. This understanding becomes especially important as the chosen one continues moving forward in their journey. When new opportunities appear, they may approach them with a greater sense of discernment. Instead of assuming that every promising option must be pursued, they learn to pause and consider whether the opportunity truly aligns with their purpose. This awareness also reduces the fear of losing certain opportunities. The chosen one gradually becomes more comfortable with the idea that what is meant for them cannot be permanently taken away. If a path truly belongs to their assignment, it will eventually open at the right time. If a door closes, it may simply mean that the direction was never meant to be part of their journey. Angelic intervention through redirection therefore plays an important role in maintaining alignment with divine timing. The chosen one's life unfolds according to a sequence of events that prepares them for the responsibilities ahead. Entering the wrong path too early or too late could disrupt that timing and create complications that delay their mission. By closing certain doors, delaying specific opportunities, or redirecting the chosen one toward unexpected directions, angels help maintain the proper alignment between preparation and purpose. The chosen one may not always understand these changes in the moment, but each redirection quietly guides them closer to the path where their calling can fully unfold. Over time, this pattern of protection becomes another reminder that the chosen one's journey is being carefully guided. Even when events appear confusing or disappointing, there may be unseen wisdom shaping the direction of their life. The opportunities that remain and the paths that continue opening gradually lead them toward the purpose that has been waiting for them all along. Through this kind of intervention, angels ensure that the chosen one's journey remains aligned with divine timing. Their guidance prevents distractions from permanently diverting the path and quietly steers the chosen one toward the place where their true calling can finally emerge. As we explored in the previous section, angels sometimes protect the chosen one by preventing them from stepping onto paths that do not align with their true purpose. Doors close unexpectedly, plans change, and opportunities disappear in ways that initially feel confusing. Yet over time, those redirections reveal themselves as quiet forms of protection. In a similar way, angelic guidance also operates within the relationships and environments surrounding the chosen one. Instead of closing doors entirely, this form of protection works by revealing truth that was previously hidden. One of the most significant challenges the chosen one faces is navigating a world where appearances can be misleading. Not everyone who seems supportive truly intends to help. Not every opportunity that appears promising is rooted in honesty. Some people carry motives that remain concealed until circumstances begin to expose them. Because the chosen one's life carries influence and purpose, they may attract individuals who attempt to manipulate, control, or take advantage of their trust. Angelic protection often intervenes in these situations by allowing hidden motives to reveal themselves before deeper damage can occur. At first, the chosen one may feel confused by small inconsistencies in someone's behavior. Words may not fully match actions. A situation that once appeared stable may begin to show subtle cracks. The chosen one may notice patterns that were not obvious before. Something about the environment starts to feel different, even if the exact problem cannot yet be clearly explained. These moments can feel uncomfortable because they challenge the chosen one's previous understanding of the situation. A person they once trusted may begin acting in ways that raise questions. An organization or environment that once seemed safe may start revealing internal tensions or hidden agendas. What once appeared clear and reliable slowly becomes uncertain. During these moments, the chosen one may struggle with whether to trust what they are beginning to see. Human nature often prefers stability and familiarity. Accepting that a situation is not what it seemed can feel emotionally difficult. Yet these early revelations often represent a crucial form of angelic protection. When truth surfaces early, the chosen one is given the opportunity to step back before manipulation or betrayal becomes deeply rooted in their life. If deception were allowed to continue unnoticed, the chosen one could become entangled in relationships or environments that slowly drain their energy and distort their sense of direction. By allowing truth to appear sooner rather than later, angelic guidance protects the chosen one from becoming trapped in long-term harm. Sometimes the exposure of truth happens through small details that gradually form a larger picture. A conversation may reveal a contradiction in someone's story. A decision made by others may expose priorities that conflict with the chosen one's values. Situations that once appeared cooperative may suddenly reveal hidden competition or resentment. In other cases, the revelation may occur through a single, unexpected moment that changes everything. A comment spoken carelessly may reveal someone's true attitude. An action taken during a moment of pressure may expose motives that had previously remained hidden. What once seemed trustworthy can quickly appear different when honesty emerges. These revelations are not always dramatic. Often they unfold quietly, allowing the chosen one to observe patterns rather than react impulsively. This gradual exposure gives them time to reflect and consider how they want to respond. Instead of being caught completely off guard by betrayal later, they are given the opportunity to adjust their boundaries and protect their path. Angels revealing truth around the chosen one therefore serve as guardians of clarity. They ensure that deception does not remain hidden long enough to permanently disrupt the chosen one's journey. By bringing hidden motives into the light, they create an environment where the chosen one can make wiser decisions about who and what they allow into their life. These moments of revelation also strengthen the chosen one's discernment. Each time hidden truth becomes visible, the chosen one learns to recognize patterns that might have previously gone unnoticed. They become more attentive to subtle signals in people's behavior. They learn to observe consistency between words and actions, rather than relying solely on appearances. Over time, this growing awareness helps the chosen one navigate relationships with greater wisdom. They become less vulnerable to manipulation because they have experienced how deception eventually reveals itself. Instead of rushing into trust or commitment, they take time to observe and understand the intentions of those around them. This process does not mean the chosen one becomes cynical or suspicious of everyone. Rather, it allows them to develop healthy boundaries that protect their emotional and spiritual well-being. They remain open to genuine connections, but they are no longer easily misled by appearances that hide deeper motives. Another important aspect of this protection is that it prevents the chosen one from remaining in environments that could slow their growth. Certain relationships or communities may initially appear supportive, yet over time they may begin to limit the chosen one's development. The expectations within those environments may conflict with the direction their purpose requires. When truth about these situations begins to emerge, the chosen one is given the opportunity to recognize that they have outgrown certain spaces. What once felt comfortable may now feel restrictive. The clarity that arrives allows them to step away, without remaining trapped in environments that would eventually weaken their calling. Although these revelations can feel painful at first, they often lead to greater freedom. The chosen one may grieve the loss of relationships they once valued, but they also gain the ability to move forward without the weight of hidden manipulation or dishonesty surrounding them. In time, they often realize that the truth was necessary for their continued growth. Looking back, many chosen ones can identify moments when hidden motives were revealed, just before a situation became deeply damaging. A partnership that once seemed promising suddenly exposed conflicts that could have caused serious harm. A relationship that appeared stable revealed patterns that would have led to long-term emotional strain. A group that once seemed aligned with their values eventually revealed internal dynamics that would have limited their growth. Each of these revelations represents another form of angelic protection. By allowing truth to appear early, angels prevent the chosen one from becoming entangled in circumstances that could delay their purpose. The exposure of hidden motives may feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it ultimately protects the clarity needed for the chosen one to continue moving forward. Over time, the chosen one begins to recognize that these experiences are not random. They form part of a larger pattern of guidance that surrounds their journey. Just as angels redirect their path away from harmful opportunities, they also reveal the truth about the people and environments that influence their life. Through this process, the chosen one becomes increasingly aligned with honesty and authenticity. The relationships that remain in their life are those built on genuine respect and shared values. The environments they continue participating in are those that support their growth rather than restrict it. In this way, angels helping reveal truth around the chosen one serve as protectors of both their clarity and their future. By uncovering deception before it becomes deeply rooted, they ensure that the chosen one remains free to continue growing into the purpose they were meant to fulfill. As we discussed in the previous section, angels often reveal truth around the chosen one, exposing hidden motives and protecting them from environments or relationships that could distort their path. These moments of clarity are not random interruptions in the journey. They are part of a much larger pattern of guidance that shapes the chosen one's life over time. When viewed together with the redirections, warnings, and preservation we explored earlier, a deeper purpose begins to emerge. Angelic protection is not only about keeping the chosen one safe, its ultimate goal is preparation. Throughout the chosen one's life, every moment of protection carries a lesson hidden within it. A warning that prevented harm teaches attentiveness and discernment. A delay that redirected their path teaches patience and trust in timing. A season of hardship that did not destroy them strengthens endurance and humility. Each experience gradually builds qualities that cannot be developed through comfort alone. The chosen one may not understand this process during the early stages of their journey. When protection appears, it can feel like relief rather than preparation. When guidance redirects their path, it may feel confusing rather than purposeful. Yet over time, the chosen one begins to see how these experiences have shaped their character. The moments that once seemed disconnected start forming a pattern of growth. Angelic protection often works by placing the chosen one in situations where they must develop discipline. Discipline is rarely formed through ease. It grows through repeated moments where the chosen one must choose integrity, even when it is difficult. They may face opportunities that promise quick success, but require compromising their values. When those paths close or reveal their hidden dangers, the chosen one learns that not every opportunity deserves acceptance. Through these experiences, the chosen one develops the ability to pause and evaluate their choices carefully. They become less driven by impulse and more guided by wisdom. The discipline they develop ensures that when greater responsibilities appear in their life, they are prepared to handle them with care. Humility is another quality that emerges through the process of angelic protection. The chosen one often encounters situations where their plans fail despite their best efforts. They may believe they have found the right path, only to see it suddenly change direction. These moments remind them that their understanding of events is limited. Even when they feel confident about their decisions, there may still be factors beyond what they can see. This realization gradually teaches the chosen one to remain humble in their journey. Instead of believing they control every outcome, they begin to recognize the guidance surrounding their life. The protection they experience reminds them that their path is part of something larger than their personal ambitions. Patience also becomes an essential lesson within this process. The chosen one may spend years developing qualities that seem unnoticed by the world around them. Opportunities may take longer to appear than they expected. Recognition for their efforts may arrive slowly, if at all. During these seasons, angelic protection often prevents them from abandoning their growth in frustration. Instead of rushing toward outcomes that promise immediate reward, the chosen one learns to value the process itself. They begin to understand that timing plays an important role in fulfilling their purpose. Certain doors must open only after the chosen one has developed the maturity required to handle them responsibly. Discernment grows alongside these qualities. As the chosen one experiences moments of guidance, warning, and revelation, they gradually become more aware of the patterns shaping their journey. They learn to recognize the difference between genuine opportunities and distractions. They become more sensitive to the influence of the environments and people around them. This discernment protects not only their personal path, but also the people who will eventually be influenced by their life. When the chosen one learns to navigate complex situations with wisdom, they become capable of offering guidance to others facing similar challenges. Their experiences give them insight that cannot be taught through theory alone. Over time, the chosen one begins to understand a profound truth about the protection they have received. It was never meant to make them feel superior or more important than others. The purpose of this guardianship was not to elevate their ego. Instead, it was preparing them to carry responsibilities that require strength, humility, and compassion. The trials they survived teach them empathy for those who struggle. The warnings they received sharpen their ability to guide others away from danger. The patience they developed helps them support people who are still waiting for their own breakthroughs. Every lesson formed through protection becomes a tool that allows the chosen one to uplift others rather than simply focus on themselves. This transformation is one of the most meaningful aspects of the chosen one's journey. What begins as personal protection eventually becomes preparation for service. The chosen one realizes that their life is not only about their own survival or success, it is about how their experiences equip them to contribute something meaningful to the lives of others. In many cases, the chosen one does not immediately see the influence they carry. Their role may unfold gradually through everyday interactions. Words of encouragement offered at the right moment may help someone continue through a difficult season. Wisdom gained through past hardship may guide another person away from a harmful path. Quiet acts of leadership may create stability in environments filled with uncertainty. The qualities developed through angelic protection make these contributions possible. Without the lessons formed through struggle and guidance, the chosen one might not possess the depth required to support others effectively. Protection ensured their survival, but preparation ensured their usefulness. Eventually, the chosen one begins to view their past experiences through a different perspective. Moments that once seemed confusing or painful reveal their deeper purpose. Each redirection, warning, and revelation becomes part of a long process that shaped them into the person they are meant to become. They realized that the angels guarding their life were not simply protecting them from harm. They were guiding them through a training ground designed to build character. Every stage of the journey served a role in preparing the chosen one for the responsibilities ahead. This understanding creates a sense of gratitude within the chosen one's heart. Instead of focusing only on the challenges they endured, they begin to appreciate the wisdom gained through those experiences. The protection they received allowed them to grow without being destroyed by the pressures they faced. Angelic guardianship therefore becomes more than a series of isolated interventions. It becomes part of a long and intentional process of shaping the chosen one into someone capable of carrying greater responsibility. Through guidance, warnings, preservation, and revelation, angels help transform potential into readiness. By the time the chosen one begins stepping into their greater purpose, they are no longer the same person who began the journey. They have been refined through lessons that taught discipline, humility, patience, and discernment. These qualities allow them to carry influence without losing balance, to guide others without arrogance, and to remain grounded even as their role grows larger. In this way, the protection surrounding the chosen one's life ultimately prepares them for something far greater than personal safety. It prepares them to become someone who can serve, guide, and uplift others with wisdom shaped by experience and strength, refined through the journey they were chosen to walk. As we bring this message to a close, it becomes clear that angelic protection is often misunderstood. Many people imagine protection as the removal of every hardship, every obstacle, and every painful experience. But the journey of the chosen one reveals a deeper truth. Angels do not guard the chosen one to eliminate every challenge. They guard them to ensure that the purpose placed upon their life survives every trial they encounter. Throughout the journey we have explored in this message, one pattern becomes unmistakable. The chosen one may walk through storms, but those storms do not erase their path. They may encounter betrayal, confusion, delays, and moments of deep loneliness. Yet something always prevents those struggles from completely destroying their future. Situations that could have ended their progress somehow shift just enough to allow them to continue moving forward. This is the quiet meaning behind angelic guardianship. Protection does not always appear dramatic or obvious. Most of the time, it reveals itself through moments that seem small at first. A sudden sense of clarity exposes a hidden truth. An unexpected delay prevents a harmful decision. A conversation arrives at the exact moment encouragement is needed. A path that seemed promising closes before it can lead to deeper trouble. When these moments are viewed individually, they may appear like coincidences. But when the chosen one looks back across the years of their life, those moments begin to form a pattern. The avoided dangers, the unexpected guidance, the truth that surfaced at the right time, all point towards something greater than chance. They suggest that unseen help has been quietly present throughout the journey. This realization often changes how the chosen one understands their past. The challenges they endured were not signs that they were abandoned. The redirections they experienced were not meaningless setbacks. Instead, those events were shaping a path that remained aligned with the purpose placed upon their life. Angelic protection works quietly but consistently. It limits how far danger can go, reveals truth before deception takes root, and redirects the chosen one away from paths that would have pulled them away from their calling. Even during the most difficult seasons, the chosen one is being preserved, guided, and prepared for the responsibilities ahead. For anyone listening to this message who recognizes these patterns in their own life, the invitation is simple. Remain aware of the guidance surrounding you. Stay attentive to the quiet signals that encourage wisdom and caution. Continue seeking clarity through prayer and reflection. Gratitude for unseen protection can deepen your trust in the journey you are walking, even when the purpose is not yet fully visible. The path of the chosen one is rarely easy, but it is never without guidance. Protection may not always appear in the way you expect, yet it is often present in the moments that shape your direction when it matters most. If this message helped you understand the journey of the chosen ones more clearly, remember to like the video, share it with someone who might need encouragement today, and subscribe to the channel for more spiritual messages and insights.